The Sahara at night is not empty. It only looks that way. Beneath the surface of the cooling sand, beetles move, scorpions wait, and somewhere in the dark, a pair of ears is working, rotating independently, each one a satellite dish 12 centimeters wide, scanning the frequency ranges that most mammals cannot hear. The Fennec fox, Vulpes zerta, is the smallest fox on Earth, and almost everything about it is built for exactly this landscape, exactly this hour. She weighs less than 2 kilograms. Her ears are the largest in the fox family relative to body size. She does not hunt by sight. She hunts by sound, precise, directional, capable of detecting a beetle moving through sand 20 centimeters below the surface. Right now, those ears have picked up something that is not a beetle, something much larger, something approaching from the northwest, moving across the dune crest in the darkness. She goes still. The striped hyena is not the hyena most people picture. It is smaller than the spotted hyena, solitary rather than pack hunting, and in the Sahara it operates at the edge of its physiological limits. It weighs between 25 and 40 kilograms. It normally scavenges, but in the deep desert, in the lean months when carcasses are rare and insects are insufficient, a striped hyena will hunt. And a Fennec fox is a meal worth pursuing. The hyena crests the dune. The Fennec is downwind and 70 meters away, invisible in the flat between two ridges. Her coat is the precise pale gold of the sand around her. In moonlight, at this distance, she does not exist visually. But the hyena is not reading the landscape with its eyes. It is reading it with its nose. And the nose of a striped hyena, capable of detecting carrion at 4 kilometers in still air, is working through the dark currents that drift across the desert floor. The Fennec does not run. Running creates movement, and movement in this flat terrain is immediately detectable. She presses herself lower. Her ears flatten. She reads the hyena's position through the sound of its footfalls on the sand, the precise crunch of each paw, the weight of the animal behind it, the direction, the pace. The hyena is moving along the dune crest, not directly toward her, not yet. This is a sensory contest. The hyena has the superior nose. The Fennec has the superior ears. Both animals are mapping the same dark landscape through completely different channels. The hyena is building a scent picture, wind direction, concentration gradient, the invisible trail that drifts from every living animal. The Fennec is building a sound picture, every footfall, every shift of sand, every change in pace that indicates a detection or a direction change. The Fennec's vision is also considerably sharper than the hyena's in these conditions. Not because Fennecs have exceptional night vision, but because striped hyenas do not. The hyena is working primarily on smell. The Fennec, sitting perfectly still in the shallow between two ridges, can see the hyena's silhouette on the dune crest against the stars. She selects her route before she moves. There are 3 possible paths out of this shallow. The direct path north, the shortest, but it crosses open flat ground with no cover for 300 meters. The path east, longer, but it stays low, following the natural channel between 2 dune ridges. The path west, into the wind, which means running directly into the scent stream that will reach the hyena's nose within 30 seconds. She takes the path east. Her paws are disproportionately large and heavily furred on the undersides. This is not an accident. The enlarged surface area acts like a snowshoe in reverse, distributing her tiny weight across a larger area of loose sand, giving her traction and speed on a surface that degrades under anything heavier. She moves at nearly 20 kilometers per hour, silent, following the low channel between the dunes. The hyena detects the scent shift 40 seconds later. The fresh trail is unmistakable and recent. It commits immediately. The pursuit is now open. A striped hyena on hard ground can reach 50 kilometers per hour. On the loose sand of the Sahara, in the deep dunes, it cannot. The sand collapses under each stride, stealing momentum, demanding constant additional force from the legs to compensate. Each step costs more than it should. The hyena is faster in a straight line on firm ground. This is not firm ground. This is the Sahara. The Fennec knows this. She does not run straight. She follows the channel east, then cuts across a dune face, choosing her path with the precision of an animal that has spent its entire life reading this terrain. Where the hyena sinks 10 centimeters with each stride, the fennec sinks 3. The gap between them is not closing as fast as the hyena's size advantage should allow. 300 meters into the chase, a scorpion emerges from the sand directly in the fennec's path. The fennec reads it in a fraction of a second and adjusts. Not a dramatic swerve, but a precise 3-centimeter shift of her next footfall that carries her past the scorpion's strike range. This is not luck. This is a nervous system operating at the edge of its processing capacity, running survival calculations at a speed that conscious thought cannot achieve. The hyena is 100 meters behind and closing. The heat that the Sahara stored during the day is radiating from the sand surface. The air temperature is still 32 degrees. Both animals are burning calories at rates that cannot be sustained indefinitely. The fennec's small mass means she generates less heat per stride. The hyena's large mass means it generates more and dissipates it less efficiently in still air. The fennec crests a dune, and the Sahara opens in front of her. A wide, flat pan, 300 meters of moonlit open ground. No cover, no channel, no alternative route that doesn't add 400 meters to the distance. She does not stop to think. She crosses. Halfway across the flat, she hears the hyena reach the dune crest behind her. The sound changes. The huffing breath of an animal that has been running hard. The crunch of forepaws on the sand as it reads what is ahead. A flat surface, firm enough for its weight. She is visible in the moonlight now, a small pale shape moving fast across the pan. The hyena accelerates. On this surface, its stride advantage matters. The gap closes. 60 meters, 50. The fennec reaches the far edge of the pan and goes over the ridge and down the slip face. A near vertical drop of 8 meters, tumbling, rolling, correcting, finding her feet at the bottom in one motion. Behind her, the hyena reaches the ridge edge and stops. A striped hyena will not descend a near vertical slip face at speed in the dark. The risk of injury is too high, and the caloric cost of the chase has already been significant. It paces the ridge above, scanning, scenting. The fennec is somewhere in the shadow below, invisible, still. She presses herself into the sand at the base of the slip face. The shadow from the dune above covers her completely. The pale gold of her coat is invisible in the dark. Her breathing slows. Her ears are working. She can hear the hyena pacing above, hear the precise footsteps, map the hyena's position without seeing it. The hyena paces for 4 minutes, then it stops. The energy expended on this pursuit without a successful conclusion represents a biological debt. The lean Sahara economy does not forgive such expenditure easily. The hyena turns and disappears into the darkness. The fennec does not move immediately. She reads the sound of the hyena's departure, the diminishing footsteps, the direction, the pace, until the last of it fades below the threshold of even her extraordinary hearing. Then she waits another 2 minutes. Then she moves. But the Sahara does not offer simple escapes. Above her on silent wings, something has been watching. The pharaoh eagle owl, Bubo ascalaphus, has a wingspan of nearly 90 centimeters. It weighs between 1 and 3 kilograms. Its feathers are structured to eliminate aerodynamic noise, allowing it to fly in complete silence. It detected the fennec the moment she emerged from shadow at the base of the slip face. It has been circling for 6 minutes, reading the thermal patterns, positioning. The fennec reads the threat 3 seconds before the strike. A pressure change in the air, the faintest disruption of the sound field above her, something that is not wind and not sand and not an insect. She does not hesitate. She moves hard left and goes flat. The owl passes within 30 centimeters of her position. Its talons close on empty air. It banks, circles, reads the target again. The fennec is running now, but running in the open under an owl at night is exactly as dangerous as it looks. She needs cover. She needs it in the next 10 seconds. There is a crack in the desert floor, a narrow fissure in the hard pan where 2 geological plates have separated by 8 centimeters over the last 1,000 years. It is 3 meters long and 40 centimeters deep. The Fennec goes into it head first and turns around inside it. The owl circles for 7 minutes. It lands briefly on a rock outcrop, reads the fissure, reads the darkness. The Fennec is inside, and she is not coming out. The owl has made 3 attempts and received nothing for each. It lifts, catches a thermal, and rides it northeast. The Fennec remains in the fissure for 18 minutes. Then she begins to move again. The Sahara is quiet now. Quiet in the way the desert is quiet after danger, which is not empty quiet, but watchful quiet. She moves with more care than before, reading each dune crossing before she commits to it, keeping to shadow where shadow exists. She is still hunting. The ear that picked up the hyena's approach now swings back toward the sand, listening for the beetle, the larva, the scorpion that will end this night with her alive and fed. The Sahara has tested her in every way it knows how tonight. She is still here, and the night is still long.